Hello and welcome to the New England Business Alliance. Today we have Leanne Damari from iTrip going to tell us about her business. Leanne, go ahead and tell us what all about iTrip.
Well, thank you so much, David. And I'm delighted to be here today to tell you all about short-term rental management. I am the proud owner of an iTrip franchise, actually a couple markets in both the North Shore of Massachusetts as well as New Hampshire. So in today's message today, and what I'd like to talk about is I'd like to focus on investors and how short-term rentals compare to other investments, such as long-term rentals. So let's go to the next slide. And okay, there we go. And the key difference between a short-term rental and a long-term rental is two things. Let's keep it simple, right? The first is better income. And you get better income through two methods. One is higher income just in general because you generate that income. But in addition, your year-over-year growth is faster. So you actually increase on a higher number, which actually has that compounding effect to give you even higher income. And I'll show you a bit about that. The other thing is we're a better tenant. And in general, what you'll see is the place is cleaned on a regular basis. Every time we transition and a tenant checks out or a guest checks out, we're getting there cleaning. We're also inspecting. So we see things that are small problems and we fix them when they're small problems. So you don't end up having problems compounding over time. So you have timely repairs and better care. So let's go into the better income side of the equation first. So here are a few examples of properties that I've been managing for a few years, and all of these converted from long-term rentals to short-term rentals. So what we did is I took the current rents that they were getting when they converted, and then we added a 5% increase in rent year over year, which is pretty typical. If anybody does increase their rent, many an owner does not. But if you're actually increasing your rent, you'll tend to be, 5% is a really high increase. Unless you are changing tenants, and then of course you bring it up to market rates. But then you also have a period of time where you're not rented. So you may lose a month of income, 1 month's income. So here are three examples. And I like to give a span of options so that people can understand the impact. One is this cute little studio cottage. We were making, about $8,500 a year in long-term rental. And then we converted it to short-term. And over the last 3 years, this owner has pocketed $42,000 more in income. That's 2.5 times what they would have been making if they kept it as a long-term rental. We also have a 2-bedroom urban townhouse that owner has enjoyed over $70,000 in additional income in their pockets. And then we have a 3-bedroom house, and this place has actually enjoyed over a 2.5-year period over $108,000 in more income. So, if you want to make more money from your investment property, then short-term rental is definitely a way to go. Now, that's not the only benefit. The other benefit is that iTrip is a way better tenant. I actually have apartments as well. So I have short-term rentals and long-term rentals. And I have walked into some amazing disasters when people move out. And if you look at the to-do list to get your apartment ready for the next tenant, a lot of it is you almost always have to get rid of some of the things that they've left behind. I've had to bomb for fleas. I've had to go in and get the exterminator in for mice. I mean, it's not pretty. And then I can tell you, I've had people tell me, oh yeah, it's clean, ready for the next person, with cobwebs dripping off the walls. It's amazing. And of course, you've got, cleaning, you may have to replace and repair up. I don't know how many times we have to tear up carpets and replace them. And always you have to paint. So, it's a pretty long list and it's a pretty expensive list. Meanwhile, 3 years later on a short-term rental, place still looks great. Income's increasing. And now all we have to talk about is, hey, should we invest in some additional amenities to help the property perform even more? Maybe we put in a hot tub or a soaker tub, that sort of thing. So in general, if you're thinking about investing in real estate and you're thinking about short-term versus long-term, short-term can be a far better option. Now, so if you're going to be thinking about that, so should you invest in short-term rentals, right? The answer is yes. But should you do it yourself or should you hire a manager? And absolutely hire a manager. Why? Because it is way more work. It's way more work. There's a lot of specialization. There's the ability to reach out to more portals and more people. So in fact, what you do is you see, you make 2.5 times the income. You can afford to have somebody pay them a commission for this. And in fact, have them handle all the extra work. You have more turnovers. You have more tax applications that you need to make sure you take care of. You need to comply with regulations, which are constantly changing. So having a manager that's staying on top of all this is really in your best interest. Now, as we go through this and you say, okay, so I'm going to hire a manager. Well, who should you hire? I gotta say, I'm going to tell you it's iTrip. No surprises there, right? So let me explain why. I started my journey with iTrip as an owner in the program. I had a short-term rental. I moved it from another management company. And then within 30 days, they had absolutely changed the way I thought about what a short-term rental could be. And here's why. The first thing they did is we got bookings faster. The second thing is we actually had more money on the books in the first 30 days than we'd ever seen in a full year with the last management company. The other thing we did is we earned more money every month. And we were booked, for example, in February and March, 100%. And yet we earned a lot more. I'm sitting there thinking, well, if we're 100%, we wouldn't see a big difference, but huge differences. So this is when I said, this iTrip thing has some secret sauce. I want to find out more. And that's when I found out that their digital marketing is unsurpassed. So what does the digital marketing do and why does it matter? First and foremost, we are listed on tons and tons and tons of sites. The more exposure you have, the more visitors you can attract, the better chance you have of being booked. Then we also have targeted remarketing. So not only do we book, but we also book more often. We convert what they say lookers to bookers 5 to 10 times more frequently than other platforms. Now, we also drive income across our portfolio. The average increase for owners is about 25%. My personal experience, my income increased 500%, 5 times. And I thought, oh, that's his max, so I can't expect more. Each year it has gotten better each year, at least 10 to 15% better every year. The other thing is we have a cadre of social media marketing team that are out there. They're blogging, they're posting, they're promoting, and we get a ton, millions of impressions. And the reason is because we have original content, we have relevant content, and we have a lot of followers that are commenting on our content. So that's a secret sauce to get all the search engines to love your stuff, right? And then we do all kinds of work to get better reviews and we write our write-up so that we're constantly taking in what's going on with search engines. We're coached by the portals to say, hey, here's what people are searching for. We update our listings to basically take advantage of that. So this big digital marketing machine is helping my small business here in New England outperform my competitors. So the other thing that I love about iTrip is the suite of services. So there's a couple of things that we do. We take you from concept to cash. So we have Wayfair buying programs. You can get discounted. You get platinum level purchase prices for all the things that Wayfair offers. And Wayfair basically has 95% of all the manufacturers are available. So we can help you with that. We give you full visibility on your owner portal. So you can see all the bookings as they come in. We can send you a notification so you can keep apprised of that. You can see what the booking levels are. So, full transparency. And then you don't have to pay for a lot, right? The guest paying for the cleaning, we're doing the inspections, the guest paying for the laundry, we're doing rate and revenue management. We're taking care of the occupancy taxes, collecting them and paying them on your behalf. And then we also have guest services, timely response. So you don't have to worry about any of this. We've got, when that 3 a.m. call comes because the alarm is going off, they're calling us, not you. So all of those things are important, I think, as an owner to say, hey, I can make money and do no work. How cool is that? The other thing that I really love is this owner portal. You get so much visibility into everything. You can see your statements. You can see what your page looks like. You can book your place whenever you want. No problem. Easy to go. Easy, easy, easy. So at the end of the day, should you do short-term rentals? Answer should be, yeah, baby. Should you manage them yourself? Answer should be, no way. And then if anybody should be managing them, who? I say call Leanne at iTrip, because we will take good care of you, good care of your property, and good care of the guests. So thank you so much for the opportunity to tell you all about my business. Hope you're having a wonderful day.